Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, when it comes to our day-to-day life, this meditation practice, you have to synchronize your lifestyle. So, this sitting practice, it is not only for sitting. This is a moment kind of like you practice and you sharp your mind. And when you develop this method, the important thing is you develop the awareness. So when it comes to ordinary life, we mostly try to develop the memory. We try to memorize things. But in the Vipassana meditation, it's not going to develop your memory. So the very nature of the mind, samsara, is memorizing. So one of the behavior of the karma, also the memory. So mind always attached to things, always try to memorize things. When you have the memory, you remind it. So just remember, the very nature of the mind, you attach to memorize, and now you collect the memory, and once you have the memory, what will happen? Knowingly or unknowingly, it come back. So don't blame to the mind. Why? Because intensely you are the one who memorize it. You command yourself to memorize. So once you memorize, it become memory. Once it become memory, the very nature of the memory is repetition, remind. If anything you cannot remind, it is not memory. So whatever you can remind, it become memory. This is the thing. So last year, listen this very carefully. This is not a kind of complicated, because the Dharma is very simple, beautiful. So last year you went somewhere, and even before you go for a picnic, sometimes you say, let's go, because this is going to be our memory maybe when we get old. So let's go. So see, now your intention to memorize, and you go somewhere and you enjoy, and while you enjoying, you took pictures, and then you took souvenirs, and then many things, collected little items to remember. So you say, while you are in the picnic, you say, oh, I want to buy this, I want to take this, let's take something from here. Why? To remember. So even there, that you see Los Angeles, people go to Hollywood, and they have the Hollywood t-shirt. Oh, I visited the Hollywood, or take a t-shirt. I want to remember. It is this going to become a good memory. So now you enjoy and you came. Now in this quarantine time, you at home. Now you are sitting, and then you start to look what you did in last year. And then you saw this. And now you start to think about it. So that is the memory. you memorize, and that whatever you memorize, now you think. In that very moment, you are in a dream. In that very moment, because it happened in the last year. Now you are completely different person, different environment, different situation. So what you do now? You pull back that memory and then you living with it. While you living, you are living in a dream. It's a daydream. So that moment is illusion. That is, see, that now you understand what is this samsara, why we are in the samsara means. So because the once you collect the once you are in the memory, you are not conscious, because consciousness deactivate when you memorize. When there is no memory but you are in alert, in that moment you are conscious. That called awareness, because very nature of the awareness not collecting memory, you just experience. That is the vipassana. So that is the vipassana level of experience. Try to take you to that level. You so then in life you don't need the memory. So the memory always take you to unhappiness. So as is now, see, last year you went for a vacation. In this year, thinking about last year, you comparing. So the comparison, very nature, another thing, the very nature of the samsara, comparison, compare. See, now you comparing to what? To your memory. So in that very moment, you lose your awareness in this very moment. So when you comparing, what will happen as a result? You become worried, sad, unhappy. Because there's no two moments going to be the same. Each and every moment completely different. How you know? So analytical meditation, when it go to vipassana level of observation, your inhalation, exhalation, see that in tranquility meditation you saw. When you see some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, you experience yourself each and every inhalation, exhalation different. So see, even one breath in your life not going to be similar. Two breath not going to be similar. Breath by breath has a different way. So then how about the life? Because the breath by breath build this life. So do you think then the life going to be the same? No. But what happening? Mentally, we develop an idea, concept, that, and we try to match things. So then that is where there's the similarity and the repetition start to follow. So then now you have to understand very nature of the samsara, very nature of the mind. And conventional mind is memorizing. So crazy for memory. Go always try to memorize, memorize, memorize. But in Buddhism, it's nothing to do with the memorizing. So what the Buddha said, forget about memorizing. Vipassana level of the experience is awareness. So just now remember yourself. One person, the person A, living in memory. The person B, living in awareness. So when something happened, in this very moment, something happened. So one person living in last year, whatever the vacation, thinking about it, dreaming about it, how things happen. And other person be in awareness in this very moment. or if something happen, who going to survive? The person who have the awareness. So then each and every moment in your life, you need the awareness. So the meditation try to develop that awareness, not the memory. So the Buddha's nature is that the drop the memory. When you have the awareness, you don't need memory. When you don't have the awareness, that is where you depending from the memory. So then develop life yourself. Whatever the moment that you have, be aware. Have that moment to 100% as much as you can. And do your best for the moment. And that is the beauty of the awareness. It allows you to live to the maximum in that very moment. That is where the awareness become more stronger. And that is where you get the highest benefit out of the awareness. So you live the moment to the highest as much as you can. So in that very moment, you are complete. In that completion, you don't make any mistakes. So when you don't make any mistake, in that completion, you bring the satisfaction. So in that satisfaction, you have the confidence. So that confidence, that satisfaction will uplift your greater the joy inside you. So the moment of that living, it brings the highest and the maximum level of experience with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So that is where the awareness take you. So that is what the Buddha taught. But in day-to-day life, we afraid for awareness. We afraid to reality. We like because the dreams makes us comfortable. That is the truth. That is the truth within all of us. The dreams brings us the joy. But when it comes to the reality, you have to be so strong to experience the beauty of the reality. So no matter what, you're not going to change anything, or no, you're not going to resist anything. The beauty of the reality is accepting. Beauty of the reality is accepting. So awareness itself take you to a moment, no matter what, without any condition, you become a person to accept. That's it. You not resist. You're not going to change. You're not going to interfere with anything. Just completely. You accept. So then in day-to-day life, have you ever tried even one single breath just to accept it? See, when it comes to this pranayama and a lot of breathing meditation techniques, we manipulating, we controlling, we holding, we maintain. Of course, you gain some benefit out of it, but it is very conventional. It is very physical, and it is related to memory. There's nothing else. But once you develop the awareness and you become a person completely become independent, that is where the Buddha dropped all the concept or the ideas about the gods. Because once you become aware that that awareness is the highest, and that awareness is the master. But when you don't have the awareness, the horoscope, time, the stars, and all the gods and all the demons, the everything become important. So when the Buddha attained to the enlightenment, and he didn't attain to enlightenment with the memory, he completely become independent and he completely become free from everything, and he attained to enlightenment even without God. So that's why in the Buddhism there is no creator kind of like no, there are many, but it doesn't make any sense when once you become aware. But once you're not aware, any demon can dance in your head. Even the shadow become something. So then remember then your life, focus to develop the awareness. And when you become aware, the very greater challenge is dropping the memory. That is the challenge. But when you develop the vipassana, so through the tranquility meditation, you first recognize, experience the memory of the mind. And then vipassana, you drop it. So it like as example that you heard the example. The once you use the raft or the boat to cross the river, remember, no need to carry the boat or the raft wherever you go. Just leave it there. So the Dhamma also like that. So your life also, life experience also like that. So because once you start to carry, and there is a story called Five Idiot and the Boat. So what happened? They crossed the river, and then after that, five of them start to carry this heavy boat in their shoulder. So then the village people start to ask, where you go with this? What happened? What is this? No, the boat help us to cross the river. Oh, this is very important for us. That's why we came to this side. So then the people are, so is there any river? No. We're going to keep it with us because it is very important. It help us to cross the river. And the thing is, they had the heaviness on their shoulders. And of course, it helped them. But remember to just leave it there. So as example, the Buddha attained to enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. So then once he attained to the enlightenment, 7 days, without even any single blink, he appreciated the Bodhi tree looking at it. And have you heard after that, Buddha ever went to that Bodhi tree and spent the time there thinking, oh, this is the place I attained to enlightenment? Have you ever heard? Look, it is good for you to do a case study and research. And no, because he attained to the enlightenment, he appreciate the moment and he move away. So for us, why we need the memory? Because we don't spend the moment consciously. We always because we live in the memory, and because of we lose the moment, and as a result of that, what is happening, we have a habit to go with the memory. We collecting memory. So then what will happen? The moment you collect the memory, you lose the awareness. So then you have to reverse the pattern. Drop the memory, be aware. Drop the memory, be aware. Then it becomes sharp. Your awareness becomes sharp. That sharpness. Bring the clarity. That is what you need. Because once your mind become very clear and aware, you able to recognize all the perception and all the form, feeling, sensation, formations, and recognitions very clearly in the very first level as it is, and that experience will lead you to recognize things, how things come to be as they are. So don't afraid to release the memory. Don't afraid to free your mind from the memory. Don't addicted to collect the memory. So when it come to the vipassana, that's why. See the technique that we use, that let go everything, release everything, and moment by moment, keep the newness. So that is what you need. Even in very conventional success, that is what you need. Remember, the experience doesn't mean the memory. Experience is something totally different than the memory. Because the experience you mastering, and the experience will lead you to awareness. Experience not lead you to memory. So then in day-to-day life, so whatever you do in the very first level, remember to develop the awareness. And remember to drop the memory. And that way, day by day, when you're able to master that, you will recognize. You become free from your own mind. That freedom make you kind of like a very very little, because for the moment you live, not you forget that all the history about you. Don't afraid for that. Becoming in very little in a single moment, you become so powerful. It kind of like this. You become, when you become conscious awareness, you become in front of the sun, just a candlelight. You know the difference? In front of the sun, you become like a candlelight. Because why? Because the sun is like the memory. The you awareness just only this moment. That the sun at night cannot give the light, but the candlelight has power to give the light at night. You become like that. In the darkness, you able to, your awareness become more useful. In the darkness, your awareness becomes so powerful. Another thing is, when you become aware that your memory is kind of like an ocean, but when you become aware, when you develop the mindfulness, you become just a drop of water, just a drop of water, tip of a grass. You know, the ocean just reflect the whatever in that surface level. But the tip of the grass, the drop of the water, reflect entire sky. So try nowadays. So this is the winter time, early morning, go out and just see one drop of water. Without disturbing to it, start to examine. You will see it will reflecting entire sky. That is the power of the drop of water. But the ocean so big, but it doesn't have that capacity. So like that, remember, when you become aware, you become so different and you become so powerful than you think. But when you become memory, you become so limited. Maybe you can see it huge, but you become very limited. So it is your choice. Becoming huge and become limited, and becoming smaller, tiny, and becoming unlimited. So it is up to you. So with that, I bless upon you everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idammi punya kammanga savakkaya vahang otu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.